Hello students, wishing you all a very happy and a prosperous new year. I am Himani Sharma, your UGC NET Paper 1 educator, and in this video I have brought for you the process of filling the application form for UGC NET December 2022 cycle. That is, the application forms are out. There has been a video which was there, right, about the notification which was released by UGC. But now in this video we are going to talk about that how step by step there is a procedure that you all are supposed to fill the form, because most of the times it is often seen that students get confused with this very thing as to how to go about with filling the application forms, right? So let us just jump in and see. So first of all, this will be the login page, right? Whenever you will click on the registration ID or for the registration process which is there for the upcoming NET cycle, you will be a dialog box will appear which will be like this. So new registration, you'll have to click on this very thing, new registration, and then you are supposed to fill the particulars which are there in the next step. So this is the information bulletin. If you want to read it in detail, you can read it by downloading it from here only, and there are some steps which already are described through the slides in the upcoming time. So see, like this is the thing that you are supposed to do. These are the 3 or 4 dialog boxes which will appear when you will be starting with the process of filling your form. So you will have to check mark this very thing on the box and then click to proceed after reading all these very statements which are provided, all the details which are provided here. Now this is the dialog box which will appear. Candidate's name, fill your name here, fill your father's name and fill the correct details, as I tell you, because they only give one chance to correct. The correction window is open after the forms are released and filled, and then after all the candidates have filled the forms, after the date, right, the ending date, there is this correction window that appears. So first of all, you need to fill in the credentials in a very aware manner, right? So fill your name, fill your father's name, your mother's name, your date of birth, gender, identity type and identification number. This is supposedly if you are using the Aadhaar card or if you are using the PAN card, correct? And then the number, if you are using your Aadhaar card, the Aadhaar number. If you are using a PAN card or driving license or anything, the same credentials should be filled here, right? Then this is the details of where you live, your temporary address, right? So you will fill in the details here for the contact purposes, right? And then you will fill in the permanent address. If you reside in the same city, right, so you will click on same as the present address which you have filled up there. But if you are living somewhere else and you are a permanent resident of some other city, right, so you will fill other details here. Then you are supposed to choose the password, and a password should be mixture of alphanumerics and capitalized or small words, etc. So you first of all, whenever you fill password for any competitive examination, this should be your one thing. This should be your one thing of note that very password down somewhere, because you need not forget it, right? So first of all, you will fill your password, you will fill your confirmation, the password confirmation there, and then there are certain 3 or 5 security questions which are there, which you are supposed to fill and then pick on the answer, right? Then these things, these captchas are supposed to be filled exactly like they are shown in the picture, whichever picture appears to your screen. So if this is right like this, 785 RT5, the R should not be in small letters because these are case sensitive, right? Then you will click on the submit button. So they will give you, this notice that do you want to review the page, do you want to, change the details, something like that, and then move to the next. Then these are, all the details will be there, which is there. For instance, the candidate whose, form that we have taken up chose the security question as, what is your neighbor's pet name? right? So there are 4 to 5 questions which will be there, which you can choose on your own, on your, with your own choice that is there. So then you have to check mark this very, 8 credentials which are there, because you want to declare that whatever I have filled there is correct and true to my knowledge, right? Then you are supposed to click on agree. Here we have 2 options. Edit the registration form. If you still think by reviewing your paper, by reviewing your details, that there is some detail which you have filled incorrectly, then you will click on this very link. Otherwise, you will click on submit and send OTP. Then again, this will be a confirmation message which should be there. Do you wish to submit your registration form and get OTP? You will click on yes if you want to do that. So these are all the details here. This is the OTP for the candidate which was there, right? But you will fill the OTP which will be there on your mobile, on your registered mobile number which you have filled in the application form which was there. Then you will click on submit registration form. The next window which will appear is, you are supposed to complete the application form. You have registered only for now, but now you are going to fill in the entire application form for choosing your cities, the centers which will be there, right, etc. So you are supposed to fill in the application form, and then at the end you are supposed to, pay the fee which is there. So complete application form, will click there. And then we are supposed to click on the button personal details. These are blurred because this is the application number of some other candidate. Yours will also appear as the same. The application number, here your name will appear, and here again your application number will appear. So you will fill your name, your date of birth, gender, right? Here these credentials, etc. are supposed to be filled, right? And then again, this is also case sensitive, as I already told you. You are supposed to fill this as it is. If it is in capitals, the letters which are there, if they are in capitals, you are supposed to fill them in capitals only, right? And then this is another thing which is really important, because you are going to appear for the NET examination. You should know that whatever subject you are appearing for, so there is this list of subjects in which you have done your post graduation. So you will choose the subject for which you have done your masters in, and then you will click on that very subject here from the list only. Then again, do you want to submit this section, right? Then they will ask, do you have your Aadhaar number, right? You will select, the select options will contain yes or no, right? So you will tick, if you have your Aadhaar number, you obviously will click on yes and then click on submit. Moving to the next thing that we have, the next slide, your application number, right? You are supposed to fill in here your name, your gender, your date of birth, and then you will click on, one of these, credentials which are there, reading them on your own. So if you want to fill in, you are going to check this one. I voluntarily agree to share my Aadhaar number, and I'm aware that it will be used to establish my identity for the UGC NET December 2022 cycles examination by matching my personal identification details which are there in the records of UIDAI, right? And then you are supposed to click here, right? And there will again be a security pin, and then you will move to the next page, right? See, this is checkboxed. This is check marked, sorry. So now you are supposed to fill in. We are done with the contact details. We are done with the personal details, Aadhaar details. Now we will be moving forward with the exam and center details. So what are you applying for? Are you applying for assistant professor or JRF and assistant professor? So in one of the previous videos, I told you that a person who applies for JRF will, and if he or she clears it, right, qualifies for that very examination, he or she will be given a stipend for the conduction of the research which is there, right? So apply for assistant professor, JRF, etc. Subject opted for NET. So the subject which you have done in your masters, the subject of your post-graduation degree will be the subject you will opt for the NET, right? So there will be a list, you will tick on that. Then the medium, you want the paper to be in English medium or Hindi medium. So if obviously the paper is of English, it is supposed to be in the English medium only. There will be no Hindi language provided for the English literature paper, right? Then moving on to, let us just see here, right? As I told you, assistant professor or JRF and assistant professor. Then choosing your subject from the options below, right? Your medium, and then your first choice of exam city. So fill in the details whichever city is nearer to you. So correctly fill all the 4 choices which are there, and then you are supposed to select the exam city, right? So these are basically the states and UTs which are there, and then you are supposed to choose the city of whatever state you are, feeling to go for the examination. You have filled, right? Then 4 choices are there and 4 exam cities choices are also there. Then you are supposed to fill your father's or your guardian's occupation, qualification, mother's occupation, qualification, right? And then again you are supposed to fill in the security pin, right? Moving to the next, qualification details. We are done with the exam and center details. Now we are moving forward with the qualification details. So the past status, have you done your masters or are you, still pursuing it? This is a fact that if a person is pursuing the masters, right, and they apply for NET, by the end of the semester, when he or she completes the masters, the maximum percentage should be, 55% without rounding it off, right? So if you score below 55, that is, let's just assume if you score 54%, but you have cleared NET, this won't matter, right? So you are supposed to get 55% marks even if you have cleared NET while you were pursuing your masters. So you will select here, are you pursuing, have you completed it, year of passing, course or stream name, right? Masters, MBA, MCom, etc. Whether in final year or result awaited, as I told you, if you are still pursuing it or if the result is already out. Qualifying examination from, that is, right? And qualifying examination state. Then you will select your board or university name. For instance, people might select, Delhi University. Etc. So there will be a list of universities which will be there, which you are supposed to, check mark or, pick the options from. The result mode, was it in percentage, was it in CGPA, etc. And then again the security pin, which is case sensitive, and then you will click on save and next. Then if you are pursuing MPhil or if you have done MPhil, if you have done your PhD, yes or no, right? Again here, yes or no. Then again the security pin which is there, save and next. Then another thing that we have up here is the document upload, right? So you are supposed to obviously upload your own picture and your signature. This is a really crucial step which is there. So there are certain online tools from where you can, compress your images according to the sizes which are, asked in here. Minimum size in 10 KB reaching till 200 KB. So you will select the image, choose file, and if that is in your PC or phone, wherever you are filling the form from, right? And then again, for the next thing that we have is the signature. But before jumping to the signature, choose a file for the picture, for your photograph which is there, and then click here. There will be an option that will be like upload, right? So you'll click on that, the image will be uploaded, and then choose the next file which is there for your signature, and then also click on upload, right? So upload, both of them are uploaded. and then again the security pin. Please review the following information before final submit. If you would like to change any information, please use the links provided on the left menu bar. So if you still want to change, you can move on to the left menu bar and change the options which are there, right? So close this window again, and then you are supposed to, checklist these very things, check mark on these very things again by verifying them, right? You can just revisit the things again, verify them if the particulars are correct, if the credentials are correct, and then declare this very thing you are supposed to tick, or move forward with that very declaration and save and next. Now registration form is also done, application form is also done. How are we supposed to pay the fee? The fee payment obviously will be done through the online mode, right? As the examination is already held in the online format, and is, as it told that the forms are supposed to be filled online, the payment will also be made online. So edit application form if you still want to change certain particulars. This is a thing if you want to verify your email. So certain candidates, they forget to verify their email, and in the previous video we talked about that how email and phone numbers, these are supposed to be filled in correctly, because all the communication will take place with these credentials only, right? So you will move forward, right? Pay the examination fee 1100 because the candidate was of a general category, right? So examination fee payment, online payment, obviously proceed for payment, you will click here, and then you will be redirected to this very page, right? Where you will see your name, your application number, you can verify it again, your date of birth, fee amount, obviously if you are a general category, and we have talked about different categories and the fees that is supposed to be paid by them, and your customer ID. So these are the banks from which you can select the transaction which is to be made, right? Let's just select SBI MOPS, right, and proceed for payment. So the person whose application form that we have talked about in here has chosen UPI to be the mode of payment for this very application form. So you will choose any mode of payment which is easily available for you, right? So UPI here, and reference number, merchant reference number, amount to be paid, transaction status, and there will be a QR code. They'll ask you if you want to scan the QR code. So QR code will be there. Open the application which is there, wherever application that you are supposed to make your UPI payment from, and then scan this QR code, do the payment, and then this message will pop up that your transaction status is success. That means your application form is filled. You will get a notification by UGC NET on your mail, on your phone number which is there, which is registered. So this was the whole process of filling the entire application form for the UGC NET examination for the December 2022 cycle. Same is the case with the other cycles. The application form is supposed to be filled like that only, right? So good luck for your examinations. We'll meet again in the next video. Keep studying, keep revising. Thank you so much.